right, welcome everybody to the new year. Dave Cooper Live, where we showcase the people, the products, and the processes from around the world on how to build it better. We are here to help you, and we're going to continue doing that all the way through 2024. And today is a special day because we had a guest not show up today, but that happens on occasion. They had something come up. But what we'd already had in place for you is the best of 2023. We're going to run through a recap. And when I say we, I'm saying we a lot. We're going to run through a recap together and cover all of these amazing interviews, places we've been, all the fun stuff. So Jennifer, welcome.
Welcome, Dave, and Happy New Year. Is it too late to say Happy New Year to everybody?
It's never too late to say Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, or whatever you celebrate. We want to be part of your celebrations.
Absolutely. But first, we should absolutely celebrate our sponsors because without them, we couldn't do what we do.
100%. So why don't we hop into that right now and thank our sponsors? We're going to come right back with the best of 2023. Stream Modular, the only logistics company you need to transport your mods, pods, and panels. Our friends at Stream Modular are investing $50 million over the next 25 years to build the technology, solutions, and trailers needed to handle and transport the projects of today and meet the demands of tomorrow. Reach out to their team at streammodular.com to discuss your next project. CombiLift is the largest global manufacturer of multi-directional forklifts and straddle carriers, a leader in long load handling solutions, offering a free warehouse and site optimization design service. CombiLift helps companies of all sizes and from every industry maximize the capacity, safety, and efficiency of their warehouse and storage facilities. A big thank you to Paul Short and the team at CombiLift for helping us all to build it better. Visit them at combilift.com. Brave Control Solutions, where offsite manufacturing systems that do more than just improve productivity. They have a unique approach to industrialized construction, a lineup of flexible automation systems specifically designed for the construction industry, empowered by CAD to Fab, and turnkey solutions for 3D volumetric assembly, structural insulated panels, finished wall assemblies, MEP component processing, assembly, kitting, and storage. Learn more at thinkbrave.com. All right, everybody. Again, we cannot do any of this without all of our amazing sponsors. So thank you so much. Make sure you go and visit their websites, reach out to them, see how they can help you build it better in 2024. So with that said, Jen, it has been a year. I mean, literally a year in globetrotting. Since starting this, the world has really spun around for us, and it's been an amazing journey, and we can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, and I mean, thanks to so many people in our community, because much like when we were traveling on our roadshow, it seems like every time, any city, anywhere we're going, we get messages or phone calls saying, visit us, come, come for dinner. Literally people welcoming us into their homes, greeting their families. It's really been an amazing journey.
It has been an amazing journey. And thanks to all of you who have opened up your homes to us out there, not just here, but around the world, like we were saying. And we got some more around the world stuff coming up this year. We might be in Africa. Yeah, working on that now. But we've been really blessed with the people that we've gotten to meet and the people that rely on all of you out there and us to help share with them what everybody's doing so they can make decisions so we can build it better.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the remarkable thing is there really is no slowing down.
Yeah.
I did try to pull together some pictures for today. It nearly broke my phone. I think last year alone, I took close to 12,000 photos. So many smiles, so many people, so many job sites, so much great work happening out there, Dave.
For sure. So with that said, Jen, we're going to go through some of the top shows we had this past year, some of the places we've been. We got some video clips to kind of give you a little bit of insight. So I know a lot of you don't get to watch every show. I think we're well over 1,000, 2,000 shows just on our YouTube channel alone. That doesn't count all the stuff that we do on LinkedIn and others.
Yeah. And if you're out there, definitely give us a thumbs up. Let us know if you can hear us okay, we're looking okay, if the clips come through okay.
Let us know.
Like Dave said, this is kind of a pitch hit today, but we're making the best of it.
We are. And if you are out there, again, please just let us know where you're at and where you're tuning in from and who you're with. We'd love to hear from you. So, all right, Jennifer, how do we want to begin this journey?
Yeah. So let's talk about just, how we compile the best of, because it's really not as data driven as one might think. So many of these conversations inspire good conversations, good engagement. And so what we have today is a list of shows that had really terrific views, really great questions that came through, and the incredible stories and journeys of the people behind the scenes.
So with that, the people behind the scenes are really what make this show what it is and what it was in 2021, 22, 23. Actually, I think even 2019. I can't remember when we started this. So let's start going through some of these shows. We're going to talk about also what we have coming up and where we'll be. Going to be in Vegas, World of Concrete, and some others. IBS is coming up. So super pumped about that. So how would you like to getting on these things, Jennifer?
Yeah. So what's interesting is the first name that we're going to call out, the first one that makes the list, is someone who's become a really great friend, Marty Corrado.
Yeah.
Who actually wrote the book on prefab and the re-evolution of construction. And if you recall, early last year, Marty was named the champion of industrialized construction at Advancing Prefab.
He was. And Marty, if you don't know, Marty is a huge character. So huge character. And when I say that in all respect, this guy's got it going on. He's even written the book on offsite construction and prefabrication.
Yeah. And one thing that I loved about Marty's book is how he dedicated it to women in the industry, which was really remarkable. So if you haven't seen the book, check it out. You can buy it on his website or Amazon. It's the re-evolution of prefab and the re-evolution of construction. And congratulations again to the 2023 winner, Marty Corrado, champion of industrialized construction.
Yeah, right here is Marty. So you guys check that out. It's a great video and interview, and he's full of energy. All right, Jennifer, who do we have next on this surprising list here?
So please, again, this is all about shows that inspired engagement, questions, views, all of that. So it's really an honor to say that Andrew Seeley made the list.
Andrew Seeley?
Yeah. So,
G-Pod America, Andrew Seeley?
Yeah. So G-Pod America doing amazing things with their prefabrication and, off-grid luxury living. But the technology that Andrew brought to the scene is a job site trailer that can power your job site anywhere.
These videos, and we should talk about why we're talking about these as well and how they made the list. I mean, the amount of people that have tuned in, the impressions that they've received across all the channels. It's just, we never know which videos are going to be the highlights. And that's kind of how this all came about.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a mixed bag between people who are watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, X, I guess we have to say that, Facebook, Twitch. It's a remarkable compilation of where all the views are coming in. But really excited to name Andrew Seeley as one of the contributors to one of our most watched videos in 2023.
Yeah. And he's been traveling all around with these new job site, trailers that they're building. They're not really trailers, they're pods, but they're self-contained, huge battery packs, self-sustained system. Super cool stuff right there. Cool new job site trailer. You can go to our site and check it out. Who's next on the list, Jennifer?
Well, of course, it wouldn't be a best of list without Helena Lidlow from Volumetric Building Companies, formerly with
That's right.
Limbax Biggs. And Helena is just so remarkable in terms of not only how much knowledge she has, but how willing she is to share it.
She is. You want to do a little clip with her?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Let's check it out. What do you mean by stable operations?
For me, stable operations are predictable. So we know what's happening. We know what projects we have. We know that when that project comes in, we have a fully defined process for how to handle that project. And we know exactly what we're supposed to be doing in manufacturing and on site. Reaching that stability is a long process. When I worked at Lindbäcks, we were at it for a decade, and it takes time to get us there. So now being started a startup and being part of that ramp up of flurry of events that happen in the early phases, it's both super stimulating, but it's also extremely exhausting because you need to kind of have the final target always in sight, so you can stabilize not only design but also purchasing and all the support processes that goes with the facilities of running a factory, the manufacturing itself, and the on-site operations. All of that needs to kind of stabilize.
So, yeah, I mean, Helena's been on the show many, many times over the years, and her role has changed many, many times, not only with Limbox, but also at VBC and what they're doing around the world, not just here in the United States, because they're with Polcom now as well, or Polcom's now with VBC. So,
right. I mean, traveling from West Coast to East Coast to Europe. I mean, this woman is on the move. And if ever there was a masterclass in industrialized construction, I think those last 2 minutes pretty much set the tone for what that looks like.
Yeah. You mentioned some statistics when you were researching these videos, Jennifer, about how our viewership was looking on these videos. So I think you should bring that up in regards to women in construction.
Yeah. So, we're going to show you several other video clips today, but the most remarkable thing is we had to limit our list to 20 videos today, right? We had to cut it off somewhere because we could talk for hours on this topic, but 20% of our 20 videos feature women. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So when you think about the impact that women in leadership roles are making in industrialized construction, it is remarkable, especially today as we present this finding that people are actually interested, not actually, but are incredibly interested in what they have to say. It is not an indicator of the percentages we see of women actually working out there in the space.
Yeah, for sure. And it's super exciting to see the percentages and the growth on this channel. And we're going to continue to showcase more women in the industry from around the world. So that's going to be exciting. And Jen might even do her own show for a little bit. Yes. Don't hold me to that one. I'm probably going to get, ow.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's going to be a fun year. We got a lot of exciting stuff. So, hey, just a quick shout out. Henry, is Jen looking okay? Is always a rhetorical question. Happy New Year's, man. I hope you're doing well over there. Hopefully we'll get to see you this year. I know I'll be heading your way a couple times, it looks like. Hey, Steve Dubin, what's happening, man? Good morning from Napa. I go for some Napa sunshine right now.
Yeah. Looking forward to catching up with Steve at the International Builder Show in Las Vegas. He's been doing a whirlwind tour himself.
Yeah.
So very excited to catch up with more people in person. I mean, even this week, Dave, I mean, it's remarkable. There really is no slowing down. This week we have, meetings, in-person meetings here in Pittsburgh with Tim Sims, Jim Gabriel, Beth from Aeros Group,
Brian Gaudio. Brian Gaudio spent some New Year's time with, Christmas time with us. It was cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
Planting roots in Pittsburgh has really been exciting.
Yeah. There's a lot happening, and it finally has its first modular manufacturer in the heart of almost downtown Pittsburgh. Who would have thought?
Very exciting stuff.
Super cool. Hey, Chris, let's say hi to Chris real quick. Hi, guys. Happy New Year's. That gift you brought me, Chris, it went right to there. I can tell you, it was a good night, but a rough morning.
Oh my gosh. I I completely disagree, Chris. And it was so great to end 2023 with you and a couple of really great friends out in St. Louis, Missouri. Who would have thought? But really, again, just being able to connect, do an on-site visit with the Unico system, squeeze in a quick factory tour at the end of 2023. That was pretty exciting. And it was great to see Chris there.
Unico, Cobalt Creed, seeing Sean and everybody that was out there. Chris was out there, Brian Gaudio. So excellent time.
Dave Stewart, always so fun to catch up with Dave.
That's right. All right, one more quick hello, and then we're going to get back to it. Cooper Lane, Brave Control Solutions, one of my favorite people in the world, and not just because they sponsor the show. The guy's got it going on and always fun to talk to, but full of knowledge. And Cooper's been around the world, and he's been working around the world with manufacturers. So if you're not familiar with Cooper and the team, you definitely need to check him out.
Yeah, and he's been teasing out a big reveal. So come on, Cooper.
What do you mean?
Can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, you better call me. Like, we'll be off this show maybe in 30 minutes. What do you mean? I should know this. Good to see you, Cooper. Happy New Year. All right. Awesome. 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 All right, Jen. So I got a little sidetrack like I normally do with my ADD and everything else that I have going on here. So getting back to what we were showing before, we just talked and showed Helena Lidlow. Who do we have coming up next that we want to talk about here?
Yeah, so again, featuring some amazing women in construction. Erica Spiritos, I think by far was one of those sleeper shows that caught me by surprise for sure, because with a reputation that includes Timber Lab, Swinnerton, Structure Lamb. I mean, she is a firecracker who knows her stuff.
She does know her stuff, and she's been in the industry a long time. And once you start peeling back the peels on that banana, it is impressive, like really impressive. So a lot of knowledge there. And she's out in the world consulting now as well.
She is doing phenomenal things, helping others. So I strongly recommend getting in touch with her, because if you need a mass timber expert, she's definitely a go-to resource.
Go-to, especially in mass timber. And you said something about mass timber. It was a highlight of 2023, right? With people watching the shows. The mass timber space is growing, folks.
Yeah, definitely. There was a ton of traction happening with mass timber this year, and we totally felt that energy at the end of 2023. September, October, I can't even remember, at IWBC and Greenbuild. The energy was high. It was amazing, very positive, really amazing case studies coming out of IWBC. So next year they're in Philadelphia. And I think we'll be able to do some tours of volumetric building companies. I think that's part of the lineup. I hope I didn't spill the beans there.
No. We're going to be doing all kinds of tours. We're going to continue holding some of our events that we hold this year in different parts of the world as well. So it's going to be a fun year. Stay tuned for more information on some of our events. And our events aren't just to travel and go, ooh, cool factory. Our events actually are bringing the leaders of this industry together. We have real conversation. And believe it or not, out of the events we did last year, every single one turned into a business deal for some of the attendees. And I'm talking big business. So it was really, really cool to see, because it's one of those things, if you invite them, will they come? And they ended up coming, and then great things are happening. So in true Dave Cooper Live fashion, we're just having fun with it. And when you bring all the great people together, magic happens.
Yeah, definitely. A couple of special moments that happened, and we are so looking forward to doing more of this in 2024.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hey, look who's out there. Hardy Wenzel. Love it. Talk about mass timber. Did you hear a part about mass timber there, Hardy? I didn't even call you to let you know we were doing this show. I should have.
I know, seriously, Hardy. Stay tuned. You might make a cameo.
You might make a cameo. That's right. And we got to catch up with all the awesome things you're doing. And I'm sure we'll see you at some mass timber events this year. Super excited. And of course, International Builders Show's coming up. And it's Greg Ugoni, the past chair of the National Association of Home Builders. Greg, great to see you. Thank you, Dave and Jen. DC Live is outstanding, as he says.
Thank you, Greg.
Good to see you, buddy. Okay, moving on, Jen. So we had the awesome pleasure of meeting some people in Switzerland, right? And those folks in Switzerland, Osama and Pernilla, invited us to do a tour with World of Smart Homes in Europe. We got to go to Germany. We had to go to Italy. We were in Austria.
Yeah, definitely an amazing tour. And who would have thought how this whole thing came to be? Really coming together through the community, this amazing community on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And what was really, just a stroke of luck or bad luck. We were in Switzerland. I got stuck there with COVID.
That's right.
What was that, 2021?
Yeah.
And through that, formed some relationships overseas, and had some really good people looking out for me while I was there. And lo and behold, we were invited back and had an amazing, informative, incredibly enriching experience.
Yeah, we really did. Had a very, very great time being over there. Thank you to SIGA. Right, North America, Etienne. Congratulations on the baby. Got to see more pictures. Let's go.
Seriously.
So if you don't know Etienne, he is the CEO of, I think, North and South America now. So reach out to him if you need some of the best house barrier wraps that are out there. But they did take us on that tour, which allowed us to meet some other folks. And we're going to continue doing stuff, hopefully, with them this year as well. But on this tour, we ended up getting to talk a little bit about building with bricks. Not only just building with bricks, but using robots when we went and visited Mr. Pitchler, Marcus Pitchler, who is the founder and inventor of using automated systems in the brick manufacturing industry. And we're not talking any brick, we're talking clay.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've talked about on the show with guests like Jason Boss and of course Cooper Lane about a crawl, walk, run strategy as it relates to automation. We've had the good fortune of covering so many lumber-based job sites with SIGA when we were in Europe. Traveled throughout the UK with the team from Howick researching cold form steel construction, which was truly amazing. And then this summer, to anchor our travels in brick construction, clay brick construction, really has been, rounding out the view of industrialized construction around the world.
You know what? And we're not just talking about blocks, right? We're talking about building systems. Marcus has developed a building system using the clay bricks that they've been doing, red block systems, and it is being rolled out all throughout Europe. World of Smart Homes is also working with them on this big tech stack on, really building it better using natural resources. And one of the things I did not know is clay's pretty much in every state, and there's an abundance of it in the world.
So when you think about your carbon footprint and you think about how you calculate this, and we've talked to Chris Magwood about this in the Beam calculator. So it's not just about the building products that you're using. It's also about locally sourcing the building products that you're using, and how are you powering your manufacturing facilities? It's all of these different elements that come into play here. So when you think about what Red Block Systems is doing with ClimaBlock and everything else, not only do they have a brick, they have brick wall panels.
That's right.
And then they have a building system that, the robotics and everything else that you could actually buy the line from them and start your own manufacturing facility. Dave, how many generations are in this family that have been perfecting this system?
More than I even have in my genealogy. I mean, it goes back
six generations.
It's a long way
that they have been working on this system and in the brick building business. It's pretty remarkable.
It is very remarkable. And we're going to showcase some other, some of the other systems here with Green Code in just a few minutes. But, this whole trip was about innovation and construction, and World of Smart Homes, who has come together with all of these different technological advanced manufacturing processes and actually brought them all together under one roof. Right. And that's what they're doing, and doing it in a way to where the tech stack is so big that it brings down the cost of building houses in a major way once you understand the entire system.
So the aha moment with this came when we saw how they are horizontally integrating these different businesses. So we've seen the likes of Katerra that tried vertical integration and tried to get everything truly under that one roof, that one set of books, if you will. But what's happening with World of Smart Homes and Marcus Pitchler and Michael Wolf and Progress Group and Green Code and all of these different entities, these are well-established businesses that are coming together to really offer value, efficiency, reliability, de-risking the entire process.
And that's really what it's about. How can you build more efficiently, more effectively, and de-risk the process and how you do it, not only for yourself, but for the people that are buying the products from you. And that's the big thing.
Absolutely. Like, how do you really know what you're getting, right? Is this building what I actually said I was going to purchase or agreed to purchase? And these are the people making sure that happens.
All right. So talking about our trips around the world, and we're going to come back to some more of that later in the show here. We also had on the folks from FortiPro, right? I mean, this was an awesome conversation, and what they are doing in Latvia, but also around the world. And who would have thought Samsung's one of their major partners in their business?
Well, this is where technology, industrialized construction are really coming together to make an impact. And so what was interesting about this show, was, again, these two huge entities coming together and really establishing a global footprint. And Dave, we always ask the question, where are they going next? Is there another big announcement in the works?
There's a lot of big announcements in the works already this year. We've also seen some from Alistair and TLC Modular already this year. I think this is going to be a huge year for big announcements. And I think you guys are going to be very surprised when you start hearing the people that are involved in this industry now, and the companies that are involved in this industry now. It's super, super exciting.
Definitely.
Super.
Definitely.
All right. So Forta Pro was awesome, right? And then again, who would have thought? Jerry Smalley, Blueprint Robotics. We talk about a major expansion for them.
So we have to take this back, right? Because Dave, you've known Jerry for a really long time. I mean, going back to what, the early 90s?
Yeah, definitely all the way back to the early 90s when he was with Haven Homes and some of the other manufacturing years and years ago. So yeah, we've been in the industry for a long time together, kind of crossing paths here and again, but we have not spent as much time as we've spent lately kind of sharing ideas and talking.
Yeah. So now with their next big adventure happening in
Connecticut,
and partnering with people like Windover Construction.
Amir, big shout out.
And Stuart. Yeah. Can't wait to have you on the show. This expansion of mass timber, it's real. Everything from Mercer Mass Timber on the West Coast and the building components that they're offering, everything that Blueprint is doing. And if you were at IWBC this year, maybe you toured their facilities. Big things happening in mass timber.
Yeah, and it's going to continue to grow. And the fabulous part about this is they may not be building with mass timber, but they're building their manufacturing facilities out of mass timber. We saw a ton of that in Germany.
So that truly was one of the eye-opening things from all the pictures and videos that came through from your tours in Europe. These advanced manufacturing facilities are built using mass timber. Think about that work environment.
It's beautiful. It's healthy. The studies have been shown that working in a timber built building, mass timber, actually is better for the mind, better for learning, makes you more relaxed, makes you want to be there. And that's why you're seeing so many universities and schools around the world using now mass timber to build. Even Walmart's building their next facility out of mass timber, right?
Yeah, definitely something to watch, and can't wait to see it grow, because not only is it structurally sound and incredibly functional, it is so beautiful and just feels great.
It does. All right. So big question always comes up from day one, 20 years ago. Same big question. Modular financing, construction financing. How do we do it? Dave, do you know anybody that wants to lend us money? Dave, can you introduce us to people with money? Well, there's people out there now that are doing this just for the industry, and we recently had them on the show.
Yeah, I mean, this was, again, an incredible conversation with two people who, have found a way to really establish this niche within modular construction, because financing is always question number one. How do I finance this project? How is the financing different?
That's right.
Why does my bank have to do X, Y, Z? They don't want to do X, Y, and Z. Well, it's all about understanding the process, and the checklist that these gentlemen revealed on the show when they were on was incredible.
Yeah, let's play a little clip.
Unlike a traditional lender, we really understand the process, and we work with those developers to make sure that they've thought about all those angles. And obviously we lend money just like everyone else that is a lender, but what we do differently is we lend in this circle of modular construction. So that is all we do. We don't finance traditional construction. I mean, if there's some traditional aspect to the project, that can be brought in. But when a bank looks at a lot of these projects, they don't understand modular construction. And without getting into the nuances of regulatory capital and those things within the bank, we work around those issues as a private lender. So we have the ability to finance things such as those early deposits for manufacturers. A lot of people will say, well, that's a massive part of my expense, and I spoke to my bank and they're going to give me a loan, but their money doesn't get released until the building's on site. A building could cost 40 to 60+% of the project. Well, that's a lot of money coming out early. And if that's the case, then that developer may have to bring in additional equity partners or find other ways to get equity, or maybe not do a second project that they were intending to do at the same time. So we try and make it very much like a traditional construction project, where once that equity portion is, whether it's a 70%, 30% loan to cost, whatever that number may be, when that developer puts their money in, once they've reached their 30% equity, or again, whatever that magical number may be for that project, our money will follow no matter where in the process they are.
All right. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I mean, again, talking about masterclass and just the elements, right? The fundamental elements of using industrialized construction, specifically volumetric modular, and how the process is different, doesn't mean it has to be better or worse. It's just different.
It is different. The lending's different. The process is different, and starting to see people on the show now that are in the industry of financing, putting together private lending just to meet the needs and the requirements, cut through some of the red tape.
Yeah, and it's growing.
So love it. Perfect. Now, moving on. Does every house have to be square?
I loved this episode. I really did because, everyone talks about, industrialized construction, it's modular, it's boxy, it's this or it's that. And so having Boss Cools from GeoShip on and his geodesic dome homes, I challenge each and every one of you now when you're driving through your neighborhood, maybe you need to find a more, cosmopolitan neighborhood, or I'm not even sure what, but I feel like I see these home types everywhere now.
You know what? Even just right down the road from where we're at, there's 2 or 3 of them. And on our drive to Philly, we were in Philly this weekend for hockey games. So if you were in Philly and I missed you, I apologize. But there were several of them out there. So yeah, they're starting to happen more and more often. But I don't believe they were the geodesic dome made out of ceramic panels.
I agree with you there, but just the shape and the functionality of these homes was remarkable to learn about with Boss Cools. And obviously the Dave Cooper Live audience agreed because the views were up there.
They were. All right. We got a lot more to get through, Jennifer. Better pick up the pace. MyTech, automated solutions for the building industry.
Exactly. So Kristen Watson was another great person to have on the show, showcasing the power of women in construction in her leadership role with MyTech. And of course, everybody is always wondering, hey, what are the giants out there really doing with building systems and advanced manufacturing? It was a great show to see kind of the behind the scenes around innovation within the built environment.
And when we talk about innovation, when you look at MyTech, you look at Simpson Strong Ties, another one who we get to spend quite a bit of time with as well. They are all very eager to work with all of you out there to develop new systems, and they will put the time and energy in it to help you figure it out. So if you're out there trying to figure out how to do something, how to connect something, you're not on your own. Reach out to one of them. They can definitely help you.
Yeah, good stuff there. And that takes us to our next show, which again, meeting Josh last year at the International Builder Show was a terrific experience. They were a part of the 412 pitch, and actually they won, right? Did they win the 412
I don't know
pitch?
I can't remember if they won, and I don't want to mess that one up, but the product's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and have already signed on with big production builders who are looking to build up or pick up their product.
Yep.
Josh is, what people call like that overnight success, much like you would the Beatles, not seeing the 10,000 hours that he has put into it behind the scenes. Josh is definitely a dynamic person, dynamic speaker, and incredibly interested in taking grass, right? The world's fastest growing grass.
Not the kind you smoke, so don't think it.
And really making it a viable building product.
Yeah, I mean, they have developed the fastest growing perennial grass in the world, and most of them are from SpaceX engineers, or their backgrounds are there. Their factory looks like it's straight from SpaceX. It's super cool, super clean. But the reality of it is they're making panel boards, wood, construction panel boards, OSB style, I guess if we could call it that, right? Plywood, and out of grass.
Yeah, terrific stuff. And also speaks to the trend of new people coming into the space, new building products coming into the space, and really making a difference.
Yeah, love it. All right, so moving on back to Italy. Now, we went to Brixen, Italy, and this is part of the World of Smart Homes stuff we were doing. It's amazing to me that journey only happened a little while ago, but yet the views are through the roof on these things, and I think that's super cool, and it says a lot to what they're doing out there. So here's just a small clip of some of the series that we did. All these series are live on our channel now. You can check it out, but Here, give you a quick introduction. How does integration of insulation, the curing process, and the precision of finishing and polishing precast concrete panels happen in a fully automated factory? Well, brace yourself as we take automation to its peak, ensuring maximum efficiency, unparalleled precision, and record-breaking output.
Thank you.
I'll follow you.
So we're heading now to the end of the process. The part where we cannot walk because there's inside is the curing chamber. The curing chamber where all the elements are being stored.
Right, and how many chambers are there?
Total there are more than 60 chambers inside, 60 pallets which can be placed inside.
So the curing process is 8 hours, roughly, depending on what the panel is, how thick, and all the dimensions.
Depending on when the next process step is. It's really the question of when does the next element, second shelf, needs to be produced, or when it needs to go on to the construction site. The 8 hours is a rough guesstimate, but we guarantee 20 kilonewtons on concrete strength before we demold and bring it to the construction site.
20 kilonewtons.
20 kilonewtons, yes.
So, I mean, super cool being able to go to these factories, go into the job sites, super automated. But here's what's really cool about this, right? That was a progress group, but we were taking a look with Bjorn Hart there with the Green Code technology. I mean, they're not only putting insulation inside of these, they're also putting wiring, they're putting pass-through connections and sound insulation, sound board panels. We sat in a building that was made of full concrete, but it was soundproof in the inside. Like it wasn't echoing. So a guy that in a studio, it's actually, I was in awe.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about the quiet and comfort that their product allows for, the consistency of temperature, the smaller loads required on heating and cooling systems as a result, really remarkable. And the acoustic properties of that we saw with Progress Group, unbelievable.
Yeah, because you don't get that with normal concrete. Go to your basement and yell, everything bounces around. But they've come up with some really great ways to go about reducing that in a significant way. But I think the biggest thing that I saw, the thing that I enjoyed the most, was the climatic ceilings. The climatics, I mean, it's just awesome. Think of radiant floor heating and cooling in your ceiling, but the way it is done and the process and why they do it in the ceiling versus the floor is what makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, and really there's no selling this product. All you have to do is walk into a space that utilizes it, and you're sold. Like the consistency of the temperature is just such a contributor to your health and well-being and how you function in that home.
Moving on, because we got a few more to get through and time is ticking. Jennifer, you talk more than me.
I know. You're rubbing off on me, Dave. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'm not on the show. This is a PG. All right, modular construction from start to finish, logistics and technology. Who do we have here?
Al Udwin was such a phenomenal guest. I mean, his straightforward candor and experience in the space and how he basically transformed from an on-site traditional contractor to off-site construction and really working with some of the biggest companies out there like Plant Prefab and Synergy Modular. This was a terrific show at Al Udwin with ModBuilt. Check it out, MODBLT. Mostly because it speaks to the nuts and bolts of how volumetric modular construction comes together. We talked about the financing, and now this is, the on-site, how everything comes together on site. And Al did such a great story describing how this works, the partners he works with. I mean, they partner with ProSet Modular.
They did.
Really great collaborations that are happening out there. And it's so nice to see these people when they get together, how they engage with each other.
Right.
They're more than just business colleagues.
They are. And just a shout out to the folks at ProSet because it makes a difference working with the right team. So love it. All right, let's keep moving on. Here's something that's exciting to me, right? We had some of the Navy SEALs on the show, not just one, but this is two that have made the top hit. I don't know what it is about these guys. They just attract people, I guess, to videos as well. But here we are using industrialized robots and AI out in California.
Yeah, meeting Garrett Moore, based in Southern California. I mean, and the work that they're doing with Agorist.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, again, Navy SEALs came home, tried to build their own homes, right? Had a challenging experience,
And then had to go back while they were building a home.
right? And they thought to themselves, there has to be a better
Yeah.
way, so they designed one.
And if you want to learn about leadership, check out this clip. And you've been around a lot of very, very strong leaders, Stanford, the Navy SEALs. You know, is there a common denominator for good leadership that you've come across?
So the number one thing that I used to teach my stump speech was the number one trait of outstanding leaders is self-awareness, because self-awareness sets the groundwork for humility. And those two allow you to adapt when you know what you're good at and what you're not good at. And you have the humility to seek help and guarding blind spots. Now it gives you the ability to learn and grow faster. And at the end of the day, one of the number one things all of us have hated about bad leaders is arrogance. It's an immediate credibility deal killer. But when you come into leadership with humility, saying, I know that I don't know, and hopefully as I grow in self-awareness, I know what I don't know, then you start to create this team environment where you say, okay, please guys, help my weaknesses. I know that I don't have everything together, and that creates an emotional glue and a bond that I find to be tremendously helpful in building outstanding world-class teams.
Yeah, I mean, what an amazing speaker, but he's right. You know, it's about world-class teams. Everywhere we travel, culture is the answer. And as the gentleman who actually killed Osama bin Laden, who I got to meet not too many months ago, Rob O'Neill, he said, nobody likes to work for an asshole. That's how he started. I thought it was kind of true. It's very true. Sorry for my candor.
Yeah, I think I like Garrett's delivery of the message much better, but truer words really haven't been spoken. Self-awareness is something that I think people gravitate toward. And those are the types of people that build really great teams. So that was a terrific snippet from Garrett, who's certainly learned some lessons during his time with the Navy SEALs.
He has. All right, let's start moving fast, Jen. Moving fast. Look at that. Who is that? Superior Prefab Systems. Do you know this guy? Diego Rivera.
I know. I love this guy. So Diego, again, out in California, SWS panels, so steel frame construction. Has
Mid-rise modular now, too.
Right. So started out in the panelized business, years and years and years, has built all over the world. Right. And recently hooked up with Peter DeMaria, an architect, and started Mid-rise Modular. So again, it's the collaborations that are happening in the industry. It's people who are meeting. And shockingly, Peter and Diego live right near each other.
They do. They do. In fact, at one of our industry events, that's where they met, and Mid-rise Modular was formed. So this is what we're all about. But we keep our events small. It's invite only. And if you're interested in coming, shoot us a message, and we'll see. But it's typically for executives and CEOs of the industry or investors in the industry. All right. So with that said, as we rock along, back to the Navy SEALs, right? Bought, built.
Oh my gosh. So if you have not seen Brent Wattis speak, or if you haven't listened to any of his presentations, you need to check it out. I mean, this guy is direct. He's sincere. He's got conviction. He's got passion. And he also talks about how, robots don't sleep on the job site.
Nope. They do not. They do not. But he is compassionate about what he does. And he was just in Pittsburgh, by the way, for a robotics show, but he didn't have time to get together. We were going in two different directions. But you definitely need to know him. You need to check out what they're doing. They're making major, major strides in this space. All right, moving forward. This one, Boxable, 24-hour live stream. It almost killed me. 24 hours we went live at Boxable, but we had guests on from around the world. So it wasn't all just about Boxable. We just were out there and we had the opportunity to visit them, use the space. And that's how this all came about.
Yeah. And I mean, it was a great live stream in the sense that we also brought in people like Alistair Sawyer from TLC Modular, who did a factory tour, right, from Vietnam during the live stream. We had the National Institute of Building Sciences. They spoke about who they are, what they do during the live stream. We had Vigo, right? Gilbert Meyer.
How do you remember all that?
I know it's kind of all coming
She
back
slept.
to me now, but yeah, you really didn't sleep. So in addition to all of the shenanigans and all the great conversations you had with Paolo and Golly and Kyle and the rest of the fabs out there were some terrific presentations that happened during that live stream.
There was, and we actually have a whole Boxable thing broken down. You can watch all those presentations there as well if you want to look at them. It was pretty amazing, you know. Really, really had a good time. And I have to tell you, if you're in Vegas, you know, for the International Builders Show or others, they do tours. I highly suggest you go look at it. It's a pretty cool system. And they have over 200,000 pre-orders now. So they're getting there. All right, moving on here. I'm talking too much now. Trudy Sully in the house, right? Global Engineering. Check out this clip from her, everybody.
But they've developed this system. They are licensing it. And they've got some really, really good results from their early testing to the point of, I do have them written down, 75% improvement in speed and efficiency against traditional, and a 70% reduction in carbon based on previous delivery of the same building types. So massive results from pushing this system, standardizing what they do, developing a platform approach, and starting to deploy it in earnest now.
Oh, look at that. How awesome was that from Trudy? Jen, what's your thoughts on Trudy?
Yeah, so I mean, remarkable again. Trudy is one of our top watched videos, top watched conversations. She started out with the platform rulebook,
That's right.
the Construction Innovation Hub in the UK, which brought together academia, government, private sector, did amazing work with Bryden Wood and, you know, other real big movers and shakers in industrialized construction. From there, she said to herself, I need to go somewhere that this is actually being practiced.
Yep.
So she did make a change. She moved over to Mott MacDonald. She continues to make an impact. And I couldn't be more excited for all that's to come for Trudy, Mott MacDonald, and all of the good work from the platform.
Yeah. I mean, and it's amazing, as you're seeing, you know, we are showcasing a lot of women in construction here, in innovation and tech that are making a difference, and people are watching.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Great stuff from Trudy.
All right. So here's going to be our last one, our favorite one. And then we got a couple shout outs as well. But before I get into this one, you know, 2023 was an amazing, great year. But we also had some tragedy in 2023. We lost our good friend, Jerry McCaughey, and Buzz Howitzer, right? And who else, Jennifer?
Mark Mitchell, if you're familiar with his work with building products, and if you ever attended one of his wizard strategies, we recently lost Buzz, not too long ago lost Mark, and of course our dear friend Jerry. All of these people, again, really shouting from the rooftops, if you will. In fact, Buzz just posted, I think it was last week, if not the week before, really, people, would you really build your car in a parking lot? Why would you build your house outside? So all terrific people. And we've lost so many others that obviously we're not including right now. Right. So please put their names in the comments as we can honor them, and really just keep walking in their footsteps.
Yeah, and I'm going to play a clip with Jerry McCaw here in just a second. But I will say, Buzz, you always came on the show and said, less Dave, more Jen. So we're going to make that happen for you. But all of you out there, please reach out to Buzz's family, Jerry's family, and Mark's family, because they may not be in the industry anymore, but their families have been raised and born and lived all the fun stuff in this industry with us. Here's a short clip from Jerry McCaughey. Building technology. This is a big word that encompasses many things. Jerry, let's talk about industrialized construction, from component manufacturing to prefab multi-trade assemblies, going from 2D to 3D. Where is it all going? As you say, if it's not a system, it's not a solution. I even remember that.
This could take a show in itself, and I think Ben's smiling because I think he agrees with me.
Okay, let me repeat that. You got 30 seconds.
I know. So I want, and I know this is going to answer your question directly, but I want to take this point because it's been topical on LinkedIn over the last week or so. I want to make this point. There is a distinction between off-site component manufacturing and off-site construction itself. And then what I mean by that is an off-site component, yes, it may have been manufactured not at the job site. it's still a component. The beauty of the benefit of offsite construction or industrialized construction is it systemizes or systematically improves the process of building the building, because it looks at the whole building. And so the idea that a component is an offsite solution is not correct. It is a component. It is part of an overall solution.
All right. I mean, how is that for a flash in the past with Jerry McCaughey, who is looking down from us from the heavens above? Jennifer's going to get a little upset about it. Jerry was a great, great friend of ours. And Jerry's family also asked to make sure that we continue to carry on the torch and the legacy, because Jerry was my mentor, was Jennifer's mentor. So hopefully we can do justice and take this industry to the next level and carry on with what he believed and what we can do as a group of people out there around the world to make a true difference. And that's what he really cared about.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see so much of that evidenced by the team at Integra. And the caliber of work that they're still doing in different forms today. As you know, Integra is no longer there, but they carry on his spirit. They keep him very much alive. Offsite tech, I mean, Jerry's done countless in-person presentations and podcasts. So again, a masterclass in and of itself. And we've had the great fortune of spending just a short time with him. And we truly do encourage all of you to follow in those footsteps and keep fighting the good fight, because we can do this together.
Yeah. Listen, and I see some of the comments out there about, Jerry from Henry and others, and I'll flash them up here in a second, but we just got to keep moving the industry forward, right? And go where we need to go and make this happen. So again, a big rip to our good friends, Jerry, Buzz Howitzer, man, I'm going to miss seeing you at IBS this year. And Mark as well. I'm going to miss all the marketing tips and everything that you've done over the years. So with that said, let's wrap up with a couple farewells here. We have ZFL official. Thank you for tuning in. I love the smiley face. Have to check out what you guys do there. We got Don Zafroni. Polycare is also super interesting, Dave Cooper. Not familiar with it. Send it to me. Let's take a look at what it is and how it works. I'd love to see it. Steve Dubin, love Jerry. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now if it wasn't for his push. Yes, sir. I agree with you there. And Mark Mitchell introduced me to him. See, this is how it's all connected. Who would have thought, man? Thank you so much. Henry, I still can't believe that Jerry isn't with us. Yeah, it's a tough go, no doubt. And Hardy Wenzel, you get the last word of the day here. Great recap of 2023. A must watch for all in the industry. A lot is developing, and you're doing great work keeping us informed. This is moving us all forward. And they haven't even seen the stuff from Southeast Asia yet. Just got back. Just so everybody knows, we were gone. I was not allowed to post some things because of what we were doing, but I do look forward. To sharing everything we did in South Korea and in Laos. Amazing stuff happening, not just for us, but it's going to be amazing for all of you out there. And I can't wait until we can dive into it. Jen, what do you think? You want to take us out?
No, definitely. And I mean, again, please, if you want to take these steps forward with us, we encourage you to do so. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. What is it? YouTube. Oh my God, why can't I even remember it?
YouTube.com/Dave Cooper Live. www.youtube.com.
Yeah, there we go.
It's not like it's not right below my name.
I know. See what I mean? We have Josh Gable coming on this Wednesday with Inventwood. Yeah. Very excited to have him join us. And in the coming weeks, hopefully, we'll see you all either at the International Builder Show, Advancing Prefabrication. We have so many good things coming up.
Yeah. And check out the startup pitch. I got the big room at the International Builder Show. Holds thousands. I was kind of shocked. Yeah. We're doing a 412 pitch. You want to watch 20 companies give 4 minutes to pitch their products? Some of those companies were in this list today. You want to show up at that, check us out at the International Builder Show. Just type in Dave Cooper. You'll see when and where. It's Tuesday morning, though.
Yeah, definitely. And World of Concrete is in just a couple of
2 weeks. Yeah. Be out at World of Concrete. Yeah. So we're on the road.
Yeah. So let us know where you'll be, and hopefully we can meet up.
That's a wrap, everybody. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year and welcome to 2024. Let's build it better. What an amazing show. Thank you to all of our sponsors for helping us to continue to bring all of these innovative conversations to all of you out there. Please visit them, see what they have to offer you, And as always, subscribe to the YouTube channel and ring that bell. It would mean the world to us. I'm Dave Cooper. Thanks for watching.